This is my friend Vitaly. We are running, trying to escape from the drone. He was hit.
On an isolated road north of Ukraine's frontline battle with Russian forces here in Kherson, CBN News joined a convoy of cars bringing urgent aid to villagers trapped by fighting as a Russian drone narrowly misses the lead car carrying Pastor Vitaly. Moving forward, we see the damage. All 4 tires ripped to shreds, windows shattered, and shrapnel throughout the car. Fortunately, Pastor Vitaly and the others are miraculously unharmed. They drive a few more miles down the road to make sure they are out of drone range.
This is how things look like in Kherson. But since the life is saved, God protected all the vehicle, that's okay. That's our neighbor. She was killed in that house. By the way, and
This was your neighbor, she died here?
Yes. A lady, elderly lady, she died here. And all the buildings are damaged, and there are people, and they are already waiting for us.
Our guide, Yevheniy Bondarenko, fully understands the risks involved in a war zone. He serves with Mission Eurasia, a Christian organization that's been ministering here since war started in 2022. Bondarenko is from Kherson. Multiple times a day, artillery and mortar fire rain down on the city as both sides defend their positions. What you're seeing there is a tributary that leads to the Dnieper River. The Dnieper River, in essence, divides the city of Kherson into 2. The left bank behind me is controlled by the Ukrainians. The right bank is controlled by the Russians. There is less than 3 miles that separates the 2 armies. 85% of Kherson residents fled more than 2 years ago. Bondarenko stayed back to bring aid and comfort to those remaining. On this day, as Russian forces launched mortars toward Ukrainian positions, CBN News witnessed Bondarenko and a fellow pastor move quickly as explosions go off nearby to distribute supplies to dozens of residents trapped between the 2 armies. Olena, darting out of her home, still wearing her nightgown, holds her young son tight and waits in line.
This is our home. Yes, of course we're scared. But where else can we go? War is everywhere. At least we don't feel abandoned today, that someone has come with aid and cares for us.
Bondarenko takes time at the end to share a word of encouragement from the Bible and leads the group in prayer for safety. Neighborhood resident Anastasia is touched by the ministry time.
I realize my confidence and boldness must come from the Bible. God says to rely on Him and He will not abandon us.
That promise brought Svetlana Hargatova and a team of Mission Eurasia medical volunteers to this village not far from the front lines. 5 doctors, a cardiologist, urologist, family doctor, and ophthalmologist volunteer around the clock, caring for folks who haven't seen a specialist in months.
We've been traveling to the war zone areas for some time now because these places don't have functioning medical facilities or there isn't one that's easily accessible because of the ongoing conflict.
About a year ago, Mission Eurasia decided that the only way to reach some of these hardest hit regions, especially those areas that are in the conflict zone, was to use a mobile clinic. And so today they travel extensively throughout the east as well as the southern parts of Ukraine.
In the south and east of Ukraine, the medical logistics is difficult, complicated, or destroyed, so people cannot get to a large city with a hospital. So that's why the medical mobile clinics comes to them.
In addition to medical outreach, Mission Eurasia partners with several Christian organizations to train more than 1,000 volunteers to provide counseling in these times of war.
There are so many people who need help, not only medical help, but also psychological help. So that's why every mobile clinic outreach includes professionals who can assist with trauma care.
Whether it's delivering wood stoves to families in areas with damaged electrical grids, to printing more than 2 million copies of the Bible, or providing food to war victims, Horenkov, Bondarenko, and the Mission Eurasia volunteers have a singular mission: rebuild their war-torn nation while sharing the love of Christ.
What we are doing here is fulfilling Christ's commandments, and it is obvious that people see that those who help them are connected to the church, so they are more open to the gospel, and they are more open to becoming part of a church community.
George Thomas, CBN News, Kherson, Ukraine.